Everyone, welcome back to our channel Rise and Shine. In yesterday's episode, we saw about Jawaharlal's childhood and his education in London. Yes. Now, in today's episode, we see how young Jawaharlal came back to India. Yes, on his return to India, he found that the politics in India was very dull. The nationalists were divided into two groups, extremists and the moderates. The extremists wanted to answer the British in a very severe manner, but the moderates wanted to argue. Yes, the extremist leader was Tilak, who was in prison at that time. He was attracted towards politics but did not stay in it for long, but he went and joined the High Court and was not satisfied there also. Politics to him meant rebellion against foreign rule, but there was no scope for it in that time. The First World War broke out, and in August 1914, Germans and their allies were fighting against the British. India did not want to support the British, but as we were under their rule, we were compelled to participate in the World War I. Motilal, the father of Nehru, was a nationalist, and Jawahar and his father inspired each other. Motilal was aristocratic in his ways, but Jawaharlal wanted to adopt the ways of the people. Both were influenced by Annie Besant. In 1915, Jawaharlal made his first speech in Allahabad, which was in protest against a new law. He was influenced by Tilak and Gokhale. He joined the Theosophical Society of Annie Besant, and he came into contact with Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was born in 1869 and Jawaharlal Nehru was born in 1889. So there was a big difference between them both. 20 years difference between Mahatma and Jawaharlal. But they worked together afterwards. In the beginning, Jawaharlal did not understand the ways of Gandhi. In 1916, Jawaharlal married Kamala Kaul. The bride was a pretty young woman. The marriage took place on Vasanta Panchami Day, which marks the coming of spring. It was a happy marriage. Jawaharlal took Kamala to Kashmir. She was shy and tender, and Jawaharlal liked to tell her what he knew of the world and the spirit of freedom which was sweeping the country. A daughter was born to them on November 19th, 1917. She was named Indira Priyadarshini. Kamala soon showed that she was a brave woman of strong will. She joined Jawaharlal and other members of the family in the freedom struggle. She also went to prison several times and had her share of suffering. When she was out of prison, she organized volunteers and led protests. Jawaharlal's mother, Swarupa, also joined the struggle. And the little Indira, though young, did her share of work by organizing a group of children called the Monkey Brigade to run errands, that means to work for the Congress prisoners. Kamala Kaul had a little schooling, but she had no formal education. She was a simple young woman, but her eyes had the depth and fire. Jawaharlal was a busy nationalist worker and a leader for a long period. He almost forgot Kamala. He could not give her his company, for he was living in a world of his own. Yet he did not forget her entirely. He went back to her again and again. She gave him comfort and strength and comradeship. He sometimes felt that he was taking much from her and not giving enough back. She never sought his help. She played her own part in the national struggle and was not anybody's shadow. Jawaharlal was in prison often and she was left to herself, and she too went to prison. Yes, Jawaharlal with Kamala Kaul and the entire family after Indira was born. You can see the picture. The whole family as freedom fighters. Yes. Jawaharlal and Gandhi worked together. Jawaharlal said Gandhi was his master, and Gandhi said that Nehru was a jewel of India. Indian people wanted freedom, and in 1919, the incident of Jallianwala Bagh, General Dyer opened fire on the crowd of people who came to attend a meeting, for they have started the non-cooperation movement in a non-violent way. But General Dyer opened fire on the crowd where a number of people died, and there was a great incident, sad incident, which was the talk of the entire world. The non-cooperation movement was started on August 1st, 1920. Tilak died on that day. Gandhiji and Jawaharlal joined the funeral. It became a great moment. Nehru was arrested, and when he came out, Gandhi was arrested. In 1927, he was nominated as a delegate to Brussels meeting, where the Congress of Oppressed Nationalities participated. In 1929, the Lahore meeting was presided by Jawaharlal. He was 40 years, and in 1930, Salt Satyagrah was started by Gandhi. All of them were imprisoned. Motilal and Jawaharlal were in the Naini prison. You can see Jawaharlal near the prison in Naini, from where they did not waste their time in jails. They read many books, they wrote many books, and Jawaharlal wrote a letter to Indira to face the situations. He was a very able father who could guide his daughter in such a way that she was a brave woman who in future became the Prime Minister of India. Children, today I end my episode here and we will see how they worked, how Jawaharlal worked with Mahatma to gain our independence. So, bye, children. We will see in tomorrow's episode. Stay safe. Thank you. Love you.